So hello everyone. So I want to go over converting this Bandmaster that is a Silverface Bandmaster to a Bandmaster AB763. So one of the nice things is that essentially from here over, it's all AB763. So the main differences are in the phase inverter here. Those two resistors in the Silverface are 330K, and in the AB763, they're 1 meg. The plate resistors for the phase inverter are also different values. And this, instead of having the more traditional bias, this is more of a balance setup. So you're not actually adjusting the bias of your power tubes, but you are balancing between the two. So converting that as well. On this, I will replace all these diodes. The diodes are all good. However, because wall voltage has gone up over time, replacing the diodes with modern ones, like 1N4007s, will help decrease the voltage a little bit. Because diodes have a voltage on them that's required for them to turn on. These are about half of a volt. Modern ones are 0.7. So you get, about another volt drop. So it just kind of helps bring it down a little bit. And this bias setup is all going to get replaced. So let me show you the main issue with this amplifier, because it's all original. This is all original. However, this resistor down here is cracked. And those that you are seeing that are burnt to a crisp, those are the screen resistors, and those are very common to go out. So let me show you the underside of this, and we'll continue from there. So here's underneath the doghouse, and these are all original to the amplifier, 1974. Also, the other part of the conversion is replacing these dropping resistors to different values. This one goes to 1K as opposed to 2.2. This goes from 10K to 4.7. So let me show you one other got you with Silverface amplifiers. So if you notice on here, there's a wax coating they started putting on these eyelet boards. Now, one thing you have to note about this wax coating is that dust, dirt, just gunk will get into this wax, and eventually this whole board will become conductive. So one thing I will be doing going through here is lifting up a lot of these components to where I can get access to underneath them. And you heat up the board, take out the wax, clean it with some alcohol, and that'll help keep that from ever happening. Predominantly seen a lot on the Silverfaces. They did it on the AB763 some as well. Please like and subscribe. Let me go over the Bandmaster that is now fixed and converted over to AB763 specs. One to kind of run over the date codes and such on the transformers. And here we see the newly replaced filter capacitors with the corrected dropping resistors. Some new JJ6L6s installed, and assortment of preamp tubes. Let's flip it over and see how the top side looks. All right, so on the top side, got the bias and power supply board done. Brand new cap and brand new diodes. Down here, we have the screen grid resistors replaced, because one of them was burnt and cracked, and then this one was just burnt. Have the bias all updated to the AB763 specification. So one thing they may be asking, what's the difference between the AB763 and like the Silverface amplifiers? The plate resistors are a higher value, which gives more signal to the power tube, so you can get more power tube distortion. And then the 1 meg instead of 330K resistors here in the phase inverter section, to me, not speaking electrically here, but to me, these give the amplifier more life. The lower these values are, the less kind of life it has as far as the tone goes. I've got the capacitor here replaced with the correct value, new bypass capacitor here, all original components here in the tremolo section, new bypass capacitors on the cathode resistors, and everything else is original. All these resistors and capacitors all checked out fine. There's no leakage with the capacitors. All the potentiometers have been cleaned. I did have to replace this one wire here because it was broken shipping over here, and it was just too tight to reuse that wire. So let's get this put back in the chassis and see how she sounds. Yeah, I know us amp builders can't play guitar, so here's a real player.